What's going on, guys, and welcome back. We are now on episode 4. Thank you, everybody, for watching my last episode. I'm very, very excited about today. Guys over at Aurora DSP were nice enough to send me some plugins to try out. Very excited about that, so that's what we're going to be doing today. I was messing around with some of these plugins last night, and the Rhino guitar plugin is an absolute beast. I have the drums and bass done from what I was messing around with last night. What we'll do is we'll go through each plugin and check them out. So we've got Rhino opened up here. Absolutely love the design, and the good thing about it is that it has everything you need ready to go. First two are more of like a crunch type tone. So right off the bat, for the default settings, this is actually pretty good. I haven't touched anything. I haven't done any adjusting. Just going through the different types of gain you can have on this. This one I like here. We have a full EQ built right in. You can also add some effects, flanger, chorus, phaser, delay, and reverb. All right, so I played around with this a little bit last night and managed to dial in a pretty sick tone. Yeah, this thing absolutely rips. The low end on this thing is super beefy. All right, so the next plugin that Aurora DSP sent me was the Rotten Pool Verb Reverb plugin. I've actually been looking for a reverb plugin for a really long time. I know everyone uses Valhalla and all that, but you know, it's a really good plugin, but you know, I got to mix things up a little bit. Right off the bat, I love how this thing looks. It's super, very metal, very metal. It has this cool rot knob. We'll see what that does after. We'll see what this raw and smoked meat. Okay, I'm going to track this intro and then we'll kind of play around with it a little bit. So I got a pretty good take there. Let's play around with the plugin a little bit and see what we can come up with. It's honestly sounding pretty freaking good. Here's my settings for the Rotten Pool Verb. I really like this rot and meat setting. It kind of gives that, like I was saying earlier, it gave that like kind of ambient, almost like a wind sound in the background. I'm also using Rhino for the cleans on this as well. This is what I have set for the EQ. I have a little bit of delay and just a little bit of reverb on the plugin here as well. What I really like about this is it's actually more of like an atmospheric reverb, especially with the rot and the meat knobs on here. So we're gonna listen to it with and without. Really does a good job at adding that huge atmospheric reverb sound to it. All right, let's get to the rhythm guitars. Man, this thing, I'm honestly loving this plugin. The chugs are chunky. Man, this sounds so good. All right, let's track it. All right, I think I got a few good takes on this. Let's have a listen to it. Dude, that sounds so heavy. All right, let's keep chugging along. So after the intro part, I wasn't really sure in which direction to go. I didn't want to go like another breakdown riff or something like that. I wanted it to just kind of hit you hard right in the chest. So came up with this idea, this little chord progression here. I have something really cool that I want to put on top of it. I was messing around with some of the lead tones in Rhino. So I'm going to make a lead track and we're going to put something cool over top of this. If you haven't checked it out already, Aurora DSP Rhino, the only guitar plugin you need. This thing absolutely rips. Oh, this is turning out so sick. Way better than I expected. Typically, deathcore is sort of my thing, but you know what? Who doesn't like a good chorus once in a while? Now, finally, we're going to do some bass. Other than the Rhino, this Mammoth plugin is amazing. All right, so I got Mammoth open. Let's hear how it sounds. This thing's got some serious balls. I have a DI bass track here. I added Mammoth to it, so now let's see what it sounds like. I'm using the dangle preset on this one. I didn't want too much drive on it because it's not really a deathcore song. Overall, I'd say it's a pretty good bass plugin. Again, very simple. I really like right here the Mammoth setting. Yeah, I have the Mammoth setting absolutely dimed on this thing because it sounds so sick. This thing's amazing. All right, so that's where we're going to end things off today. All in all, I really like all these plugins. Definitely go check out Aurora DSP, especially the Rhino guitar plugin. That thing absolutely shreds. All right, so one last time from the top, let's have a listen. You gotta love when a plan comes together. All right, guys, that's all we have for today. Thank you for watching. See you next week.